Hi everyone, and welcome to Barry's blog. Got to get my screen right. I'd like to thank everyone that's watched it and made comment. Thank you very much. And I'd also like to say thank you for the comments. If you'd like to ask any questions, please don't hesitate. I've had over 50 years of being disabled, and I've had 30 years of working in the disability sector. I've learned a few things over the years and seen lots. So please don't hesitate to ask any questions. I have had a request, and that is travelling around New Zealand. Good question and really enjoyable, I have to say. Bronwyn and I have travelled around in our motorhome all over the North and South Island, and we've met lots of really neat people that have been very helpful and more than willing to try and support us when we want to do things. Obviously, as a disabled person, sometimes we have to put ourselves out there to do things that most people take for granted, and people would say that sports can be extreme. Just doing the normal stuff that everyone else does can be extreme for us, but I would say to people, put yourself out there. It is worth it. What you learn and what you see can be really worthwhile. The question I get asked most often is, where are the accessible loos? Well, good answer for that, and that is petrol stations can be the perfect place because most of them are new and do have accessible loos. I want to put a plug in for Z because Z really are great, and between 10 and 4 they'll even come out and serve disabled people petrol. Really great. I've done it heaps of times myself, and I do have my regular Z stations that I go to. Fast food outlets like McDonald's and KFC, they do have good accessible loos. Well, don't be like me and enjoy it too much, as you can see. But it is good to know that the toilets are accessible and clean. And the last place that you can go to are malls. Malls have accessible loos. Most towns and cities in New Zealand do have malls these days, and they do have accessible loos. The cleanliness can vary, but when you're desperate, you'll go wherever you like. Travelling around and looking for motels, Trivago can be a really good asset. Bronwyn pointed out to me that one of the icons on the left-hand side is accessible showers. Well worth using. Recently, Bronwyn and I went for a night in Tauranga, and we used Trivago to stay there. Really good. We had a great time. So do use it. But if you want cheap accommodation or cheaper, Top 10 Motor Cabs, they have accessible cabins. Really good. They're very accessible. They have showers and toilets. And if you do stay in one of their normal cabins, they do have a centralised accessible bathroom. We stay in them whenever we need to. Really good value. I'd have to say that the North Island is more accessible than the South Island. We've done both in the last few months, and I found the North Island more obliging and more places that we could use. We stayed in places like the Coromandel, and we went on their train track up the Pottery Valley. Really good value, completely accessible for disabled people. But when we were in the South Island, a lot of places that I'd been to before still weren't accessible, and they would say, oh yeah, we're gonna get round to it one day, which really irritated me. And in one place we went to a cheese factory in a place I rather not mention on Oamaru, and we couldn't get in. And when we complained, the reply we got was, the doorway's wide enough, it is accessible. Well, I can assure you it wasn't. I couldn't get in, and my wheelchair's not that wide. So South Island, you let yourself down. North Island, big toes up, I suppose, because I don't have fingers, so big toes up, really good. But I'm always open to people giving me advice on what is accessible. So, but the big issue for us is make a list of the things that you really need to take. Start with a big list and reduce it down. When we travel, we take my step. The reason being is that I use it to get up to the loo because I'm quite short, and use it for sitting in the shower. Very useful. So, but the best thing you can do is enjoy yourself. Have a great time. Enjoy your holiday. and I'll see you again soon. Thanks.